Hello people, welcome to the channel CrustG-G, where today we're going to be adding more to the TV and movie mass multiverse web. This is a series where I add TV shows and movies and anime, some podcasts, web series, etc. to the same universe or multiverse through crossovers, cameos, fictional brands, and more to kind of tie them together, making connections to different shows, movies. I already said this. I am going to start over in the Pixar area with Finding Dory. There are a few, shorts that I didn't add previously, or a few spin-offs that I didn't add previously. Let's just get down here. I think it's this one. There's Finding Dory. Right here. There was a spin-off short, Dory Finding, as a part of Pixar Popcorn. There were other things that I didn't think really fit. Like, that seemed more meta. Like, maybe the fish were just, actors in their movie rather than being the actual characters, you know? Like they do with the end credit scenes sometimes, or they used to. Or the scenes during the credits where they would show bloopers, like they were actually, like the characters are actually actors. Anyways, I loved those. Moving on, over here. Yes, we'll be adding more to Coco. Yes. But not now. Right now, off of Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Because we've got... I don't even... Vitamilch? Air Spectacular. From 2014. It's a spin-off short. Probably released with the DVD of Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Though this one is probably straight to DVD sequel anyways. Just here. This is a little loud. (2014). Next up, right here with Inside Out 2, because I can't believe I haven't added Dream Productions in yet. I swear I thought I did, but maybe it's just the fact that I've watched it and figured I would have added it at this point. 2024. It takes place between the movies, but it came out after Inside Out 2, so just put it after. I think it came out after. I definitely watched it after. Could also just go off of the first one as a spin-off series, but whatever. And now over to Coco. That's not a poster for the movie, but whatever. Did not notice. It was the novelization of the movie. Right. No. No. There's Elio. Coco, right here. another Pixar popcorn short. A Day in the Life of the Dead from 2021. Alright, now we're done with Pixar for today. Go down. Here, yes. Going to My Adventures with Superman to add a few more things that may or may not feel canon to you guys, but I'm adding it anyways. It is a multiverse thing, so let's get Adult Swim. Weird. Okay. It's in the same vein as adding One Piece here. So it's not... I also have wanted to add this show for a long time. Avatar: The Last Airbender. um, it started in 2025. I'm gonna add it right now and then I'll explain why I'm adding it. Two 2005. This way. Okay. So, in episode 7 of My Adventures with Superman, there is an arsenal of weapons from all throughout the multiverse. One of them being Kyoshi's fan from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I also looked a little bit into it. It does seem like Mr. Mixipitalik, or Mixie, as they say, at least in Supergirl, is a higher dimensional being, and there seems to be a lot of universe hopping with him, so this just kind of confirms that Avatar: The Last Airbender is in the same multiverse as My Adventures with Superman. Next, because there is a spin-off series, or spin-off/sequel series, The Legend of Korra, from 2012. Now, I'm not saying this is in the same wheelhouse because they're both anime, because Avatar: The Last Airbender, while taking some inspiration from anime in style, it is not anime, it is a Western cartoon. I know this, just gonna drop that out there, but I think it's from the same episode that the connection is made. Like something from One Piece showed up in the same, what was it? In the same multiversal arsenal of weapons. Probably not the name of it, but that's what I labeled it as in my notes. Next up, still My Adventures with Superman connects to Sakura card captor from 1998. This staff, the card captor staff from this show, appears in the Multiversal Arsenal from episode 7 of my Adventures with Superman. Nope. Next up, same episode, same arsenal. We've got Naruto from 2002. And I am probably gonna butcher this, but the Fuma shurikens from Naruto appear in the same arsenal in episode 7. I know what a shuriken is. It's the ninja throwing stars. I think. Unless I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. uh... 'Next up, we've got some spin-off slash sequel series for Naruto. Naruto Shippuden, maybe? 2007. Yeah, let me just move this over a bit. Excuse me. Then the next one, Boruto Naruto Next Generations from 2017. Next up, same episode of My Hero Adventures with Superman, ReZero from 2016. The character Rem in this show has a Morning Star, and that appears in the Multiversal Arsenal. Next up, same episode, same multiversal arsenal. Puella Magi Madoka Magica from 2011. Homura's shield from this show appears in that arsenal. Okay. Next up, in that same episode within the multiversal arsenal, Sailor Moon, because Sailor Saturn's Silence Glaive appears in that multiversal multiversal arsenal. Anyways, don't know why I thought this series was newer. Like maybe early 2000s rather than early 1990s. I should have said 90s. Anyways, there were a few movies that came out. Don't know what the canonicity of the different things of these movies are. They were coming out as the series was going on. So I assume the same timeline, but let me know if I'm wrong. Next up we've got Sailor Moon R, the movie. That, ooh, you know, then we've got Sailor Moon S, the movie, from 1994. Copy. And lastly, for Sailor Moon, you've got, I couldn't find one with the English one, but it is Sailor Moon Super S, the movie, with no space between Super and S. So that's from 1995 and came out before the series was even done. So you see why I put them in the same timeline, given just by the release years. I don't know. I've never watched any of the things that I've added so far, actually, except for Dream Productions, I guess. But I meant like off of My Adventures with Superman. I haven't even seen this yet either. I should. I really should. I'm interested, but I don't know why I haven't watched it. There's a lot of stuff I want to watch that I just haven't done it. Alright, last connection to My Adventures with Superman. Except for a couple things that were nods to video games, which I am not adding to this web. If I ever get to a point where I stop adding stuff to this web, I am thinking of doing a video game version at some point, but that will be pretty far into the future because, Jesus, there's a lot of stuff here. Next, last for My Adventures with Superman, Berserk, because Guts, with an apostrophe after the S, because his name is Guts. It's his sword called Dragon Slayer from Berserk appears in the Multiversal Vault in episode 7. Alright, we're done in this area. We are going up here, I believe. Yes, we are. To Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Because a new movie came out just last year. Jurassic World Rebirth. I have not been keeping up with the Jurassic series. I don't know which ones I've actually seen. I know I've seen Jurassic World. I know I've seen Jurassic Park, the original one. But that's about it. Probably some snippets of the other movies. And not just because I watched the reviews for them, even though I haven't seen them anyways. Moving on down to Jurassic World Dominion. We've got the Jurassic World Dominion Prologue from 2021. This sequence was cut from the actual movie, but it was released beforehand as some promotion, as a promotional short film. So the fact that it was in the movie, they cut it, but they did release it anyways, I am still counting it. Basically, just shows a T-Rex wreaking havoc on a drive-in theater here. Just gonna put it like this. And now to the last section of this. Just gonna make sure. Okay. Yep, the last section of this video. It is adding quite a bit actually, but so maybe halfway done with the video. Right over. What did I do? Ugh. Hold on. Okay, we're going. Yes, we are. I accidentally closed out of the pictures that I was using. Anyways, right over to Shrek. There are a few shorts that I forgot, or that I forgot to add or chose not to, that I'm deciding on adding on now anyways. Between Shrek and Shrek 40, The Ghost of Lord Farquaad, we've got Shrek and the Swamp Karaoke Dance Party. It's a short that was included on the Shrek DVD. we go. Alright, then off of Shrek 2, you've got Far, Far Away Idol. It's an a short interactive short film that was released on the Shrek 2 DVD. Basically, everybody performs in Far, Far Away Idol, and you get to pick who wins, and who wins, you know, it just shows them accepting the victory, doing whatever. Um, so one of those timelines is canon, I guess. But a good chunk of it is. Anyways. Moving a little further up, off of Scared Shrekless. Yeah, move this down a bit. This down a bit. And this down a bit. We're connecting Donkey's Caroling Christmas-tacular. I know that says something different. There were two different names. I'm going with the one that I have here. From 2010. It's another short film. Okay. Okay. We're done with Shrek spin-offs. Now we're on to Shrek Connections. Let's see. Off of Shrek. Just because, why not? The original movie. We are connecting Dawn of the Croods in a connection that won't make sense until the next connection I add, because I give a sort of theory as to how it could potentially work. But the fact that they're made by the same company, it's plausible enough for me to add this, as well as just really wanting this to be added. Does she have a pug creature? Huh. Anyways. Dawn of the Croods. Shrek and Donkey from Shrek appear as cave drawings in Dawn of the Croods in the episode Tunnel of Terror. My notes go on to say this wouldn't really make sense with the different kind of worlds, and one taking place in a variation of medieval times and the other in caveman times. But this next connection helps solve that problem. Just right. First, though, I will do Dawn of the Croods 2015. push it out a bit though, so that it's got a bit of room to breathe. That's good. The next connection. Mr. Peabody and Sherman to Dawn of the Croods. Mr. Peabody and Sherman... Oh. From 2014. The titular characters, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, appear as cave drawings in Dawn of the Croods in the episode It Crushes. Obviously, if you know this movie or the series it was spun off from, if you know anything about these characters, they have access to a time machine. I think it's called the Wayback Machine? I don't know. So they could easily have come back in time to make the drawings, or encounter cavemen who would then make the drawings. But I think it makes more sense that they would have made the drawings, and also that they had at some point run into Shrek and Donkey, gone further back in time, and made the drawings of Shrek and Donkey as well. That's what I'm going with. It's canon. Probably. I don't. Maybe. Ooh, wait a second. Yeah, it's fine. There's enough room. Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I also looked into like the original Mr. Peabody and Sherman series, which I think was a spin-off of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. But it seems like there is a difference in canon there, so they are separate timelines. And I will not be adding the originals to this web at this point. Like, I guess the way that Mr. Peabody and Sherman meet is different. Moving on. This movie had a spin-off series, The Mr. Peabody and Sherman Show. Put it down here. I really could have just copied and pasted this one. Too late. 2015. Nope, other way. Mr. Peabody and Sherman also connects to one of the earlier DreamWorks movies. I don't know if it's the earliest, but it is before the 3D animation. The Prince of Egypt. There's a montage sequence towards the beginning of Mr. Peabody and Sherman, showing Mr. Peabody raising Sherman in a montage. I already said montage, didn't I? Whatever. That shows Moses from the Prince of Egypt as an infant, as well as Queen Tuya, I want to say, as they also travel through time, having their adventures and all that. As Mr. Peabody and Sherman travel through time. Which I thought, when I read it, was a pretty cool detail. I also watched Mr. Peabody and Sherman when it first came out, or maybe when it first... I think it was on Netflix at some point, and I watched it. Also a little excited about getting this one on because I believe my friend Jude, this was one of the things he was floating around asking me to try and add at one point. This way. Now, back to Dawn of the Croods. Obviously, Dawn of the Croods isn't the first thing in its series, in its franchise. Nope, I'm not talking to you. My phone heard me say series. Okay, it didn't do it this time, so it thought I was talking to Siri. Okay, good. The Croods from 2013, because Dawn of the Croods is a spin-off series of The Croods. Should it go down there? No, it should not. We're going up here. Next up, off of Dawn of the Croods again, because it's the next thing that was released in this franchise. The Croods: A New Age, a sequel to the original movie. Another movie I haven't seen, but I did like the first one when I saw it as a kid. Teenager? Still. When I was younger. Then next, we've got The Croods Family Tree on Hulu or Peacock, whichever one, or both. Anyways, 2021 is a spin-off series, obviously taking place after the second movie, because the new characters are there. Okay. Now, off of The Croods, we are going to be adding final franchise for this video, The Boss Baby from 2017. A picture of a cave drawing in The Boss Baby depicts Guy and Eep from The Croods, surrounded by smaller people, presumably children they've yet to have, as of the movie when The Boss Baby came out. I don't know if they had those children in Family Tree. It looks like they're still relatively young and not old enough to start their family yet, so I don't know. But given this was the only thing in The Croods, actually 2017, Dawn of the Croods has come out at that point. But anyways, I keep saying but anyways, I need to stop that. Next up in the franchise, there was a spin-off series, The The Boss Baby back in business from 2018. Copy. And if these series are non-canon, go ahead and let me know. I can take them out, but I'm not exactly itching to go down the rabbit hole of the Boss Baby canonicity. Like, at all. But if you've got evidence, you want to put it in the comments below, I will gladly read it and take it into consideration, likely take it off the web. Next up, The Boss Baby, Get That Baby. It's a television special that came out in 2020. And then the next, for sure, official sequel, The Boss Baby Family Business, because I believe that's a theatrical one. That was for sure teased at the end of the first movie. Yes, I watched the first Boss Baby movie. I watched it with my mom. I don't know. I had fun with it, but not that big a fan. What I really want to get on this web is the Percy Jackson series. I know I... Stop that. My phone. The Disney Plus series. I am really having a fun time watching that one. Next up, I know I have the movies on this web somewhere, and I'm glad that I have something Percy Jackson on here at all, but I would like if there was some sort of way to connect the series. Next up, last two things for this video. The Boss Baby Back in the Crib from 2022. It's a spin-off series. And lastly for this video, I will go into one other thing after this, but it's not going to be added, so. The Boss Baby Christmas Bonus. Another television special, which I believe is more of a spin-off of the ones down here. Probably Back in Business, but it came out later after this one, so anyways. The reason I say that is because this guy's a kid again in this, but maybe this series explains that. I don't know for sure. But also, his niece isn't anywhere in this picture, so who knows? Doesn't matter. Gonna move back down here just to talk for a second. Dawn of the Croods on the animated Tommy Westfall wiki. It did have another connection to Shark Tale because there's a fish in Dawn of the Croods at some point that is clearly a reference to Oscar from Shark Tale. But I mean, that's pretty much all it was. It wouldn't make sense if Shark Tale took place around the time of the Croods in caveman times. There are people fishing with like regular modern uh, a modern fishing pole and everything, and there's an anchor. It's yeah, that definitely takes place in modern day. But uh, if like at some point during Dawn of the Croods that fish does like start moving, not just as a fish, but the way that Oscar in Shark Tale moves, then I would also give it the Mr. Peabody and Sherman benefit of the doubt and say like maybe they took Oscar from the sea for some reason at some point, maybe by accident, brought him back in time and he was just living there now. But if he just moved like a fish, it's just an Easter egg, not an actual appearance, not a cameo. But anyways, I am gonna leave this episode here. Zoom to content. Make sure everything's saved. Good. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go leave a like on the video. If you didn't, there's another button for that. If you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, be notified whenever I upload. If I missed anything, or if I added something you think I shouldn't have, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate the help. But until next time, hope you have a nice day. Bye.